Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Welcome into the Steelers Talk Live Show. I am your host, Jack Sperry. That is our producer, Jeffrey Cooperstein. Coop, how are we doing today?
I am well. Good Thursday night football tonight.
Good Thursday night football. Last week was a good one.
Yes,
Lions, Packers. Tonight we got another good one. Rams versus 49ers.
Also, we told you guys last time about our bet about the Dallas Cowboys.
And
I got F.
I'm looking pretty good right now,
I got
man.
F.
I mean, I was in the building. For those of you that don't know, I did go to the Monday Night Football game between the Cowboys and Bengals, and that building was in utter shock.
And it should have been.
I've never seen anything like that. Block punt, followed by a muff, and then a recovery by the other team.
I don't know if you saw this, but today in the newspaper, they interviewed Oruwariye, and he doubled down on it and said he would do the same thing over again. That's why they're the Cowboys.
That's why the Cowboys are the Cowboys, and the Steelers are where they're at.
Exactly. This isn't a Cowboys talk, though. This is Steelers talk.
This is Steelers Talk, absolutely. And today, we got a bunch to talk about today on Steelers Talk Hoop. First up, latest news and rumors. Got some rumblings that Roman Wilson and Cole Holcomb could come back before the end of the season, especially with the George Pickens injury now.
Which one do you think would be more important for this team to get back?
Honestly, I would love Roman Wilson to come back, but do they even trust him to
That's what I'm
play
saying.
at this point? It's I honestly think that they're just going to redshirt him pretty much this year and kind of protect him and his confidence, but we'll see what happens here. But we got a lot to talk about today. Drew Allar was connected to the Steelers in a recent mock draft. We'll talk about my thoughts on that. Also, I'm going to tell you guys how the Steelers offense needs to play without George Pickens in the weeks to come. There's a specific brand of football I think the Steelers need to play as long as George Pickens is out of the lineup. We'll be breaking that down in our second segment today. And then, of course, we've got our Steelers Talk live Q&A. We do it every single week where I answer your questions on the black and gold. So this is your guys' opportunity to get on the show this week. So all you have to do is use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to get on the show today. Super Chatting is the only way to guarantee your question gets on the mailbag. But if you guys use hashtag Steelers down there in the live chat and say hashtag Steelers, will Roman Wilson play another snap for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year? Whatever question you want after hashtag Steelers, Coop's going to be able to see it, and you can get it, and we can get it on the show. So really do appreciate your guys' support. If you want to get your questions in from now until our final segment, you guys can go ahead and do that. You guys usually put in a lot of really great questions, so you guys can get it going right now. I'll give a shout out here to all the people in the chat right now. We got Sasha Johnson, we got Christian Andujar, Steelers Country 422, or Shane Sabona. We got Dre the Gamer, got Christian P911, got Christian again. We've got who else is in here? We got Offsides Edits. We got Cassie, my girlfriend, in the chat. Everybody give Cassie some love down there in the chat. We've got Anthony. We've got Brian. We've got Sean Teeter. We got PDG Tarot. Reading's pretty damn good. That's a long name right there, Coop. What's going on right now?
I'm trying to figure that out as well.
We're having a little bit of issues with the graphics here. It's just showing up as black. So Monday we had some graphics issues because Trader Joey moved graphics into our studio. This time it seems like is this crashing right now?
No, we're still live.
I'm so confused.
Me as well.
So we're going to figure this out, guys. This is a good chance for you guys to get your questions on the Steelers down there in the live chat before we get into our first segment of the day. So Coop's finally got the background on.
I didn't know what was going on, but we're good.
So I have no idea what just happened with our graphics, but we're going to keep it going right now, guys.
They didn't see anything, so it's all good.
They didn't see anything, so we're good. So before we get into our first segment today, guys, appreciate the 130 people, the real ones, showing up at the beginning of today's show. Make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already to kick off today's show. And before we get into the Steelers content today, let's have a word from our sponsors here. First, Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. It's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS, down there in the bottom right of your screen right now for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. It's just for that first purchase, guys. Create an account with Game Time today. and redeem code ChatSports for $20 off. And then our other sponsor today is Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's $50 instantly when you use code CLNS after playing your first $5 lineup on the Prize Picks app today. So here's the deal, guys, all right? We're going to try to have a little bit of fun here on Steelers Talk on a Thursday. And we also want to kind of reward the people that watch our live shows here during the week, especially here on Thursday. So today, for $10 donations, whether it's Super Chat, whether it's Venmo, whether it's Cash App, whether it's PayPal, if you send in $10 today, we will spin the wheel of the naughty and nice list. So we got the Christmas colors on there. We're doing all that great stuff. So if you want to find out whether you're on the naughty or nice list, you guys can send in a $10 donation. And if you're on the nice list, you guys get a free raffle entry to win the Steelers jersey that we're going to be giving away on Sunday's watch party. For those of you wondering, we will be going live for Week 15 against the Eagles. We're going to be going live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, an hour of pregame coverage, followed by live instant reaction and play-by-play of this football game. And then also we've got extensive post-game coverage as well. So if you guys want a free raffle entry to kind of get tip the scales in your favor here, you guys can send in a $10 super chat and we'll spin the wheel to find out if you're naughty or nice. You guys can also send in your donations via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. You can find me at Jack-Sperry, money sign Captain Jack 19 on Cash App, or at Captain Jackrabbit on PayPal. The reason why we ask for Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal, and you know what, I'm going to say this right now. If you put in a $10 donation on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, and you get on the nice list, you get 2 free raffle entries, all right? And the reason why we want to do that promotion, guys, is because we get to keep more of the proceeds when you send in a donation on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. YouTube takes 30% of every single dollar you send in, and then if you send it in on an Apple product, Apple takes another 10%. So if you guys want to send in Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, more of that money goes towards us, and you guys get a double chance to get that free raffle entry for Sunday's game. Want to give a little bit of a shout out here to our Black Diamonds. These are the people that have put in at least $500 or more on a singular Steelers Talk stream, or they've had their sticker donated to them. So big shout out to all of our Black Diamonds. We'll put them across the screen here momentarily. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much to everybody that's a Black Diamond, because if you're a Black Diamond, you are a major member of our community. This is the lifeblood of the Steelers Talk family here, guys. And if you want a chance to get a Black Diamond, I know Platinum 666, Kurgan Cold, others like to donate stickers. So if you're always in the chat, if you're watching our live shows every week, if you're hyping people up in the chat, you're always subscribing, liking the video, all that great stuff, we choose the people most deserving when people like Platinum 666 donate stickers. So you guys can send in your donations, and then you guys can also have your shot to be a Black Diamond.
Indeed.
So, big shout out here to Verth X here, $2 super chat. Verth, if you send in a 10 or just $8 more here, we'll put you either on the naughty or nice list here. So Verth says, who will have a better game, Calvin Austin III or Mike Williams? That's a great question for the mailbag, Verth, and we're going to put it on the mailbag. I'll answer it right now. I think it's going to be Mike Williams. I think they're going to try.
I think Williams too.
I think they're going to try to get him going early and often. But honestly, guys, I think both of them are going to have their moments. I really do, and I think Mike is probably going to get 5 to 6 deep shots, and maybe Calvin gets a little bit more volume. Maybe he gets up to 7 or 8 targets in this game with George Pickens out. He is the better route runner after all, but I think Williams is going to get more downfield opportunities.
Is this the breakout game?
I mean, last week it was really close because he had a couple really nice catches. This week, Arthur Smith told the media that they're kind of tailoring the game plan more towards their personnel, which I'm hoping means more deep shots to Mike Williams.
So not Ben Skowronek and Scotty Miller.
It was Calvin and it was Scotty Miller. Like, we're throwing fade balls to 5'9" receivers. It was just a stupid game plan. But this week, I think that's going to change, which is good news for Big Mike, good news for Russell Wilson, and good news for the Steelers offense. If you guys want to follow me on X, you guys can follow me at Jack_Sperry. I put out my film analysis of Russell Wilson earlier this week. I do that every single week. So if you want my film analysis, I put that out on Twitter. And I've just released my brand new updated quarterback rankings in the National Football League.
Major movement?
Some major movement. I have Russell Wilson 8th on my list right now. Any thoughts on that?
That's a little bold.
But it is a little bit bold, and maybe by the end of the season, we'll see how Russ does. But I think he's doing a lot of really good stuff here in Pittsburgh, and I think he's really clutch. I think he's throwing the ball down the field with precision, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Russell Wilson to this point, and I ranked him number 8 on my quarterback rankings.
According to Dan Orlovsky, though, he can't do anything.
Yeah, according to Dan Orlovsky, he's just an absolute bum. And then if you guys want short form content, you guys can find us at Steelers CS on Instagram. We put out shorts on there, or reels, whatever they're called, on IG every single day, pretty much. So thank you guys so much for your support on IG. You guys can give us a follow at Steelers CS. All right, who wants a shout out? Spam those memes if you've liked the video.
Shout out to Eclectic Divergent, Troy Phillip Obuga, Christian Andujar, Cassie, Pat Lepla, Sasha Johnson.
Got 173 people watching right now. Let's try to get to 50 likes before we get into this first segment right here.
Good idea.
And I'm wondering, can we get our first $10 super chat of the day to see who's on the naughty and nice list
I would like to know.
I would like to know who the first member of the nice list is going to be here. So if somebody wants to send in a $10 donation, we'll spin the wheel to see if you're naughty or nice this year. But otherwise, man, make sure you click that thumbs up icon. We're 7 likes away from getting into our first segment. We got Mason in here, Josh, I am Pooh. What an incredible name, by the way. I am Pooh. Then we've got Christian P in here, Joe Lefevre, or Lefebvre? How do you say that? Not sure. Got Troy Phillip Abugo. What's up, Troy? Good to see you. We got Electric Divergent. Got Shane Sabona. We got Pat. Dre the Gamer. Telling everybody to like the video. We need 2 more likes to get into our first segment, guys. And there we go. We just passed 50. So our first segment today, the latest news and rumors surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then I'm going to tell you how the Steelers should attack offensively without George Pickens on the field this weekend. And then also we've got the live Q&A. So if you haven't gotten your questions in yet, guys, hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to get your questions on this week's mailbag. And again, guys, $10 donations, and we'll spin the wheel to see if you're naughty or nice. All right, let's get into it right now. The latest news and rumors surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming at you right now. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I am your host, Jack Sperry, and today we're going to be covering a bunch of really juicy Steelers rumors that are floating around right now. First up, we're going to be talking about the latest Steelers injury updates on guys like Roman Wilson, Cole Holcomb. Could they potentially be coming back before the end of the season? And then we've got 2 new NFL mock drafts. One of them in particular is a very interesting quarterback linking to the Pittsburgh Steelers here in round 1 of the 2025 NFL Draft. Before we get into the content today, make sure you guys click that follow button on my X account. You guys can find me at Jack_Sperry. I'm one of the lead NFL draft analysts here at Chat Sports, so we put up a bunch of draft content on my Twitter throughout the draft season this year. Plus, I put out daily Steelers content on there as well. So if you love football content, you love Steelers content, you're going to love what I put out on my X. You guys can find me at Jack_Sperry. Then you guys can also find us here at Steelers Talk on IG at Steelers CS. We put out short form content on that page every single day, so you get an extra bit of Steelers news and rumors content outside of this YouTube channel. So if you guys want to see that content, you can find us at Steelers CS. So let's start with the latest Steelers injury updates here, where Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette claims that there is a chance that linebacker Cole Holcomb could play for the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point during the 2024 season. If you'll remember, Cole had a really gruesome leg injury last year against the Tennessee Titans and has not hit the NFL field since then. We've been kind of just assuming that he wouldn't play at all this season, but according to Jerry, he is having a really good recovery and has a chance to play this year. This is what Jerry had to say about it. I can at least tell you his recovery has been outstanding, and to me, from what I've seen, I wouldn't be surprised if they add him back to the roster soon. At this stage of the season, imagine what fresh legs can do for the depth on the inside. And Jerry is right about one thing here, man. He's not right about a whole lot, but he is right that some fresh legs on the interior of this front 7 here would be huge. And, you know, you do have some nice depth at the inside linebacker position right now that you haven't had in recent years. Patrick Queen is your number 1 guy. Landon Roberts gets a lion's share of the number 2 snaps, but Peyton Wilson is playing quite a bit right now. And if you can inject Cole Holcomb, who was a starter for this football team last year, as your fourth inside backer for this playoff stretch here, I think that is definitely something that could be of value to the Steelers, and especially if, God forbid, Patrick Queen, Landon Roberts, or Peyton Wilson gets hurt, you have another starting capable guy that can come in and be a value for your defense. So I do think that if Cole Holcomb gets healthy enough, it's certainly a possibility he could be injected into this lineup here. I don't think he's going to be a full-time starter. He'd be the fourth guy in the rotation. That is, if he comes back. But especially if there's an injury here, Holcomb's addition could be the difference between not having much depth and having some depth come playoff time at that position. And then another guy that could potentially be coming back is Roman Wilson, the wide receiver. He kind of dealt with an ankle injury in training camp, and then he got another injury with his hamstring. And we just haven't seen a whole lot of him this year. And even when he was healthy, he was a healthy scratch for a majority of the time. That he was trying to work his way into the lineup. But with a recent injury to George Pickens, some people are speculating whether Roman Wilson, who is getting healthy off of that hamstring injury, could make a comeback and really be injected into this offense towards the end of the season. Of course, the Steelers drafted him in the 3rd round this year at number 84 overall. On the first padded practice, he actually had to leave in 7 shots because of that ankle injury that kept him out until the regular season. And then he's been on IR with a hamstring since week 8. So it's been a while since we've even talked about Roman Wilson on the show. But with George Pickens now out for probably the next 2 weeks, I would say at least. For sure this week, I would say against Philly. It's really looking doubtful he plays against the Eagles. And then I would even say his status against the Ravens is definitely up in the air. And, if you got guys like Calvin Austin III, Van Jefferson, Mike Williams, you hope one of these guys can step up. But if none of them do and Roman Wilson gets healthy enough, why not try to inject him in there and see what he can do down the stretch and see if he can provide a spark to this wide receiver room. However, I think although it's not impossible that Roman Wilson sees the field by the end of the season, I do think at this point, as Mike Tomlin likes to put it, he'd be kind of getting on a moving train at this point. And for a rookie, that's definitely going to be a difficult thing to do. So if I'd have to guess right now, I don't think we see Roman Wilson. I think the Steelers are going to be banking on Mike Williams, Calvin Austin III, and Van Jefferson to carry the receiving load while George Pickens is out with this injury. So predict it for me down there in the comments section. Will Roman Wilson play another snap for the Steelers this season? Give me simply a yes or a no down there in the comment section for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by giving me a yes or a no down there in the comments. So coming up here on Steelers Talk, we got 2 new NFL mock drafts, one of which connects a well-known quarterback to the Pittsburgh Steelers in round 1. We'll be breaking down that quarterback and why I think it could actually make a little bit of sense for the black and gold here in just a second. But first, to have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And guys, there's still a couple games left to go see the Steelers live at Acrisure Stadium this season. If you guys want a chance to go and see the black and gold play live with those terrible towels flying in the wind in the cold weather, there's nothing like it, guys. You guys can use the brand new feature from our friends at Game Time, which is called Game Time Picks, and it filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. All you guys got to do is select the Game Time Picks button at the top of the screen when you go into an event you guys want to go see, and it automatically filters through their entire database to find you the best tickets with the best prices and the best views so that you and your family can get the best deals. What I love about using the Game Time app, and why it's the only ticketing app I have on my phone right now, is you get the lowest price guarantee on any ticket to any event, all in pricing so you don't get slapped with a crazy fee at checkout, and flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. It's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. It's just for that first purchase, guys. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So now A to Z Sports have linked Drew Allar, Penn State quarterback, to the Pittsburgh Steelers as a potential option for the black and gold in the tail end of the first round of the 2025 NFL draft. They have the Steelers taking Allar with the 27th overall pick in their latest mock. This is what A.J. Schultz, the author of this mock draft, had to say about the fit. It's safe to say the Justin Fields experiment didn't work out for Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson has had a resurgence this season, but he'll be 37 when the season ends and is a pending free agent. The team needs a long-term solution under center. So I do think that this idea is intriguing to me because obviously a lot of people in Steelers Nation are very familiar with Drew Allar and his game. A lot of people in our community are Penn State fans. All right, and obviously everybody knows about his arm strength, his arm talent, the size that he brings to the table. He certainly has the arm to cut through the cold and the wind of the AFC North, so he's a fit in that regard. I will say, though, my number one priority and what I would love is for Russell Wilson and Justin Fields to be back as this team's quarterback tandem next season. Like Justin Fields, it's going to depend on whether Justin gets an opportunity to try and compete for a starting job next year. And if he gets that opportunity, I think he goes to another team to try and start somewhere else. But it's certainly possible at this point as well that he doesn't get that opportunity to start and he's back with the Pittsburgh Steelers next year. I think it's almost set in stone at this point, barring a major injury or a major drop-off from Russell Wilson. I think Russ is going to be back with this team next year pretty much no matter what. The question is, will Fields be returning? And if he doesn't return, I do think getting a guy that could sit a couple years, that's extremely talented, that could learn a thing or two from Russell Wilson for 2 to 3 years before he eventually takes the job, that certainly fits the mold of a Drew Allar here, who I think needs to sit on a bench and learn from an NFL veteran for multiple years. And, you look at him right now, he's only 20 years old, so he's very moldable, still very young. And by the time Russ eventually leaves the Pittsburgh Steelers, you'd have somebody waiting in the wings that's still young and very talented to take over for Russ whenever he walks away from the Steelers. He has the size and arm talent that you look for in a franchise quarterback, especially in this division where you need somebody with a strong arm. You need somebody that can play in the elements, and Drew Allar certainly fits that. Plus, Drew Allar, in my opinion, because he is so raw, because he does have decision-making issues at times, mental processing issues at times, I do think that he needs to sit behind a veteran for potentially multiple seasons here, maybe 2 or 3 seasons, give him the Jordan Love treatment. And I think that you can do that with him here in Pittsburgh with Russell Wilson playing as well as he is and likely to sign a 2 to 3 year contract this offseason with the black and gold. And listen, man, plain and simply, last time you had kind of an aging quarterback in Big Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think they handled the situation very well in terms of preparing for the future. Ben retired, and then they pretty much drafted Kenny Pickett, and because Mitchell Trubisky wasn't worth his salt, you pretty much throw Pickett in there, and it really stunted his growth as a prospect, and it didn't work out. This would be a different approach where you have your current option in Russell Wilson when you're trying to win Super Bowls now, but then you have Drew Allar behind him to learn and grow and really develop behind Russell Wilson so that when Russ eventually walks away from this football team, you've got the future of the franchise waiting in the wings, ready to go, instead of having to rush, drafting a quarterback and then rush him out on the field. Omar Khan cannot make the same mistake that Kevin Colbert made when it comes to replacing an aging quarterback, and I think that the Steelers should be able to learn from their mistakes of the past with potentially a guy like Drew Allar. Now, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we got daily Steelers videos for you guys right here on Steelers Talk. We also have breaking news coverage whenever the Steelers make a big move, weekly live shows, including a weekly watch party where we have the largest watch parties for Steelers games anywhere on YouTube, and it's all 100% free. Join the over 70,000 people that have already clicked that subscribe button and joined our family today. If you love Steelers content and you want content on this team every single day, this will be the place for you. Click that subscribe button right now. Now, my take on the Drew Allar situation right now is I'd rather take Drew in round 2 because, I don't necessarily love drafting a quarterback in round 1 to sit him for 2 or even 3 seasons. But listen, man, if you bring back Dante Jackson at corner, you feel good about the tackle situation. You feel good about your wide receiver position. Like, say you sign T. Higgins in free agency, you don't have a whole lot of other needs, then yeah, I think that getting a guy like Drew Allar, if he's available, number 27th overall or wherever the Steelers end up picking, if you are able to get a guy in Drew Allar, I think that's something that maybe makes sense for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially if they have other needs on their team already filled up by the draft next spring. So let me know down there in the comments section. Is it too early to draft Drew Allar in round 1? He is pretty raw and he does need to develop, but he's also massively talented and has the talent to be a franchise quarterback. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Type D for draft or type P for pass on Drew Allar in round 1. Another Steelers mock draft this week, this time from ESPN, has the Steelers taking cornerback out of Kentucky, Maxwell Hairston, who has had a very good season for the Wildcats this year. ESPN's Field Yates was the author of this particular mock draft, and this is what he had to say about Hairston's fit with the Pittsburgh Steelers. When studying Hairston's 2023 film over the summer, his instincts and feel for the game stood out to me. He has a subtle way of knowing the perfect time to attack and create turnover opportunities. That continued in 2024, accumulating 1 pick six, his 6th career INT, 2 forced fumbles, 5 pass breakups, and 1 sack over 7 games. Pittsburgh must continue to add at cornerback with Dante Jackson scheduled for free agency, and Hairston would help the Steelers stay among the top turnover-creating defenses in the National Football League. So listen, man, I think Hairston's a good player. Right now, PFF has him ranked in the 70s in terms of the overall ranking on their big board, so maybe first round is a bit rich for him, in my opinion. And honestly, I think that Dante Jackson is likely going to be the Steelers' solution at number 2 corner. They like what Dante has done with this defense this year. He's got the tie for the conference leading interception number there with 5 this season. He's been a real ball hawk. He's had a real nose for the football this season. He's got 8 pass breakups, 2 tackles for loss to go along with it as well. Now, the PFF grade isn't as high. It's at a 54.2, and he has had his struggles in coverage at times this year, but he's a perfect fit on the opposite side of Joey Porter Jr., because Joey is kind of that enforcer. He's that press man guy. He's the meg defender. He's the guy you can put in press coverage, and then Dante's the guy that's, very instinctive, very fast, very good zone corner, and I think that's the kind of the dynamic the Steelers want. So as long as they can get Dante back next offseason at a decent price tag, and I think they will, I think that he'll be back with the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. So look into the future for me down there in the comment section and give me your prediction. What position will the Steelers take in round 1 of the 2025 NFL draft? Will they take a tackle again? Will they trade up for a wide receiver? Will they go up for a quarterback like Drew Allar? Do you think they could take a cornerback like the kid out of Kentucky? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Right now, I really have no idea, but if I had the best guess, I would say it's probably going to be a wide receiver. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of today's edition of Steelers News and Rumors by Chat Sports. We got more great stuff coming your way this weekend, so make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, here we go, Steelers. Got a $2 super chat here from Brian03. What's up, Brian?
Brian says, top free agent the Steelers should target this offseason. I have my answer.
Is your answer T. Higgins?
Yep.
Yeah, and I would love for the Steelers to get T.
I don't think it's happening.
I don't know. I mean, here's the correct answer. It's Russell Wilson.
Non-incumbent free agent.
Russell Wilson is the right answer to the question generally, but outside free agent, I mean, honestly, I think that, especially if the Steelers make a run in the playoffs, they're going to want to try to bring back as many guys as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Dante, Najee, Russell. And then you get those guys and you let Dan Moore Jr. walk. You let James Daniels walk in free agency. Depending on how they feel about Broderick Jones as this team's future at left tackle, you don't have a whole lot of team needs next year. You got a lot of guys returning to the team next year. You got to say T. Higgins, right? Yeah. Because, he is the guy where, would he take less money to play for a competitor and play his former team? Honestly, the Bengals are treating him like shit right now.
They really are.
And that's probably the way that he views it. And he would love to play against that team twice a year.
This Dante Jackson thing is interesting. When we showed his stats, I was surprised that his PFF grade was so low.
Yeah.
And why do you think that is?
It's because of the coverage. It's because of the coverage busts that he's had in man coverage at times this year. And,
but he's still creating turnovers and making plays.
Yes, and, he's much better when his eyes are on the quarterback and he's a zone player versus when he's playing in man coverage. That's always been his thing. He's a zone guy. He likes to use that agility and that speed. to his advantage, as opposed to, he's a smaller guy. He's not necessarily going to be as good as in terms of being one-on-one and physical at the catch point and man coverage. So, I like Dante Jackson. I think he's a perfect fit at CB2. And depending on how much money he's going to be asking for, like if he's asking for too much, they're going to let him go.
Would it be crazy to just let him go and then make Corey Trice the starting corner?
It's not crazy. Like if that ends up happening, like if they really believe in Corey, which they might, they might decide to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that next year, it's going to be an interesting decision, because if you go out and get T. Higgins, you're going to have to pay him $33 million per season to get him. All right, at least.
And that probably means you're not re-signing George, right?
And that probably means you're not re-signing George. And, if I almost feel like if you get a guy in T. Higgins, George might be
he might get pissed off.
Give me my extension now or trade me.
Yeah.
You just never know with George Pickens what he's going to do. So I want George here and all this different stuff, but I don't think it's impossible that they trade George Pickens next
offseason. It wouldn't shock me at all.
I want him here. I don't want them to trade him, but I'll just say I won't be surprised if GP's not on this team next year. Make sure you guys get your questions in before the mailbag. We still got one more segment to come here before the mailbag, but we've already got a couple good questions. Use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat. I got let's go. We've got a Venmo here to get to.
Okay.
And get that naughty and nice wheel primed and ready to go.
Oh, let's ride.
We got our first naughty or nice candidate here.
What's up? What's up?
There you go.
Nice.
So, Coop, one of the main storylines that we talked about on that particular segment was Drew Allar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Specifically, drafting him late in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, if you have Russell Wilson locked up for the next 2 to 3 years, and you feel good about the rest of your position groups in terms of the starters, and you don't have to get an immediate starter in round 1, I kind of like the idea of drafting Allar.
I think I would too.
Who has played in the Pennsylvania elements in his career. He's still very young.
Yep.
And have him learn behind Russell Wilson for 2 to 3 years and give him the Jordan Love treatment.
So I was talking to a couple of other people at Chat Sports when we were watching all the conference title games, and I've always like, yeah, Drew Allar's decent, but he doesn't have he's not a super polished quarterback at the moment. I think he needs to refine his skills, and he would need to sit in the NFL if he has to play. But man, that arm is tantalizing.
I mean,
it might be the best arm in the draft.
The arm talent is the best in the draft, in my opinion. I think he throws with better touch than Cam Ward does, and I think his arm strength is better than Shedur's. So, in terms of the pure arm talent, I think that Allar's got the best.
It would be,
but obviously, I think his tape is not as good in terms of the mental processing, in terms of the decision making, as maybe a Cam Ward or a Shadur Sanders.
So the Steelers are going to be picking 32nd overall, obviously, because we're winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, we might. It's in the realm of possibility.
But regardless, if they're late round 1, let's say their plan is this: somehow Justin Fields ends up leaving, they fill up all their holes, then they re-sign Russell Wilson. He's the starter. I might take him.
Honestly, I think he's going to get taken before the Steelers pick.
I do too.
I think just because this is such a poor quarterback class in terms of the blue chip caliber guys, I think that Allar might go top 15. So the Steelers might have to trade up to go get him. But
you think he could go top 15?
I think he could. If there's a team that's desperate enough,
Yeah, I could see it.
I could see him go top 15, man. He's got a lot to work on. But, I mean, we've seen over the last several years in the NFL, Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes, if you give a guy a full year or 2 years or even 3 years in Jordan Love's case to sit behind a guy and learn and get himself ready, that tends to be a good strategy. That tends to be a way that, these guys tend to be ready to go for their opportunity. And, I think with the way the Steelers handled the Big Ben situation, then went immediately into the Kenny Pickett era. And, there was other factors to go along with the failure of Kenny Pickett. But I think the fact that you didn't allow Kenny really much time to sit and learn behind a legit veteran, it certainly didn't contribute to his success.
Absolutely.
Right? So I think that, getting a guy like Allar, especially if the other holes on your team are filled, I think it's something to consider. I'm definitely not – I'm open-minded to it. But also, Coop, I'd kind of like to get a receiver.
We'll wait and see what happens.
We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. We got our first
Pittsburgh fan 412.
What is this? Somebody sent me something. Oh, let's go, Sam. We just got a new Patrick Queen big can.
Oh yeah, I got some new Mavs jits earlier.
Absolutely. Pittsburgh fan 412 coming in with the $10 Venmo. Let's go. And you guys know what that means. $10 donations today. And we're spinning the naughty or nice wheel here.
Best of luck.
If you get into the nice list, you get two free raffle entries to win the Steelers jersey raffle on Sunday's watch party. So let's see. Come on. We need the green. We need the green. Let's go! Congratulations, Pittsburgh fan 412. You are on the nice list. And you are getting 2 free raffle entries for the jersey raffle on Sunday. Let's go. Let's go, Pittsburgh fan 412. And if you guys want to see if you're on the naughty or nice list to get a free raffle entry for the jersey raffle this weekend, send in a $10 donation. We'll spin that wheel. And we've got a first-time super chatter. This one's coming in from my man and first-time super chatter here, Coop, Spencer.
Shout out, Spencer.
Let's go. Everybody spam Spencer in the chat. Everybody spam Spencer in the chat.
Spencer.
Let's go.
Spencer.
Come on, super chat software. Load for me here. I want to show Spence here.
Come on now.
Let's go. Spencer, $10. First time super chat. Let's give him some Ric Flair drip. Woo! All right, let's see if Spencer is on the naughty or nice list. Spencer, you know the way it works, man.
Spencer? Godspeed.
Santa knows, man. Santa knows if you've been good or bad.
Is Santa real?
So send it over, Coop. Send it over. Send it over.
No, this is a practice one.
Oh, that's a practice one?
Yep.
Okay, here we go, Spencer. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see here, Spencer.
Best of luck, Spencer.
All right. Green is nice. Red is naughty. If you get in the green, you get 2. Well, this would be 1 free raffle entry. No!
Can I make an executive decision and spin it again for him?
Yes, one more. Okay, because it was his first time super chat, let's spin it one more time.
We're spinning one more time for him.
We'll spin one more time for Spence. Come on, get in the green. Get in the green. Come on! Oh, no!
Brutal.
I'm sorry, Spence. I'm sorry, dude. You know what? I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give him 1 free raffle.
We'll give him a free one.
We'll give him a free raffle entry because it was his first time super chatting. All right.
You're in there, Spence.
So Spence, you're in the raffle.
Make sure
for
you're
Sunday.
tuned in on Sunday, though.
Make sure you tune in on Sunday for your chance to win a Steelers jersey. All right. All right, Spence, appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you, Pittsburgh Steelers fan 412. If you want to find out if you're on the naughty or nice list, you guys can send in a $10 donation today, either via Super Chat or Venmo, Cashapp, or PayPal. So if you guys want to have some fun before the end of the show today, you guys can send in those donations. Really do appreciate all of your support. So coming up here, we got 2 more segments, all right? First one that we're going to get to is how the Steelers need to play on offense without GP, because it certainly looks like the Steelers will not be having George on the field for at least this week and most likely the next 2 weeks. So the Steelers, I think, have to play a specific brand of football now that George Pickens is likely going to be out of the lineup here. And in just a second, we're going to be breaking all that down for you guys. We got 200+ people watching around the world right now. Thank you to all the real ones watching our show and talking some Steelers football with us today. Let's get into it right now, guys. How the Pittsburgh Steelers play without George Pickens in the lineup. Coop, we ready to go on that? Let's get into it right now. How the Steelers need to play without GP. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry, and today we're going to be talking about how the Steelers offense should play without George Pickens on the field. It looks like he will be out for at least this week's game against the Philadelphia Eagles, and honestly, I don't love his chances of playing against the Baltimore Ravens in week 16 either. So what did the Steelers do without their number one receiver? We're going to be breaking it down today on Steelers Talk. But before we get into the content today, get us going by putting a comment down there in the comments section. And let me know, what is your concern level for this offense without George Pickens in the lineup? Put it on a scale of 1, meaning not worried at all, to 10, meaning it's a 5-alarm fire, DEFCON 1, all this different stuff. You're absolutely panicking. Let me know your concern level down there in the comments. So the challenge of having George Pickens out of the lineup is that he is really your only true dynamic receiving threat, your only alpha type receiver. And because he is out of the lineup, you're really going to have to prove to the rest of the defenses here in the National Football League that you play that they need to respect guys like Calvin Austin III, Van Jefferson, and Mike Williams, or potentially even Roman Wilson, potentially, if he could come back from his hamstring injury. But I digress on that. Like, these defenses are going to play extremely close to the line of scrimmage. They're going to play extremely aggressively. They're going to try to take away the run in the short passing game until the Steelers make them stop, and that is the first key to playing without George Pickens, is that you got to keep the defense honest. And the way that you do that is you throw the ball down the field early and often. All right, you do it often and early. So I'm talking about this week against the Eagles. You can expect Vic Fangio, who's usually kind of an off coverage kind of guy, to play a lot of press coverage, to play a lot of in your face, force the Steelers to throw the ball down the field. So if I'm the Steelers, that's what I'm doing. I'm going play action deep shot to Mike Williams on the first drive. All right, if I am Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith, I want to get that going, and I want to instill some fear in the Philadelphia Eagles early in this football game of a deep threat, that Russell Wilson, even without George Pickens, is going to let the ball loose 20-plus yards down the field. So I think Russ and Big Mike need to have that connection going this weekend on those moon balls to be able to instill that fear and that respect from the Philadelphia Eagles defense and open things up for the rest of this Steelers offense. So what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comments section. Which wide receiver or tight end on the Steelers roster will need to step up the most in George Pickens' absence? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, let me know which Steelers receiver needs to step up. Second thing that the Steelers need to do without George Pickens is get the run game going. And this has been something that I think a lot of people, when they talk about the Steelers, like, man, the Steelers can run the football. And it's like, theoretically they can. Najee Harris and Jalen Warren are a pair of really good running backs. But in actuality, the efficiency of the Steelers' run game this year has not been very good. Take a look at their yards per carry this year. It's 3.9 yards per carry this season, which ranks 29th in the National Football League. So this is something that's going to have to get better as the weeks go on here, especially without George Pickens, because you're going to want to shorten football games. You're going to want to keep your defense off the field. You don't want to get into shootouts with George Pickens off the field. So you want to be able to control the clock, control the line of scrimmage, and you want to be able to move methodically down the field. And the way that you do that is you run the football effectively. They did a better job of this last week against the Cleveland Browns. That Najee and Jalen both had pretty decent afternoons. They got to continue that trend here, even against a couple tough fronts in the Eagles and the Ravens coming up here in the next 2 weeks. Another thing that the Steelers need to do schematically here is I think they need to get away from the shotgun stuff that they've been doing a lot more lately of. And I think they need to go back under center, and they got to live there. All right, and the reason why that is, guys, is because I think it gives the Steelers some very specific benefits here. The first one is you get more options in the run game. All right, when you're handing the ball off from shotgun, it really limits the amount of concepts in the run game that you can run. But if you're under center, you can run a whole bevy of different concepts here, and the leverage is much, much better when you're handing the ball off from under center as opposed to when you're in shotgun. So that's the first one, and that's going to help the run game out. Number two, you can work in play-action bootlegs. Russell Wilson is excellent throwing on the run, especially to his right, and Darnell Washington is awesome at kind of like that chip, flat kind of route, right? And Russ does a really good job of getting in the football in those instances. And that also sets up the play-action deep shots. Have Russell Wilson really sell that fake, pull that football, and then when all the linebackers and safeties come up, you got one-on-one coverage with the receiver, hopefully Big Mike down the field, and that's when you can let it rip and really force that Eagles defense to respect the deep ball that Russell Wilson's going to be bringing to the table on Sunday. So coming up here on Steelers Talk, more keys to success without George Pickens on the field for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. But before we get into my 3 other keys for the Steelers' success without their number 1 receiver, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Prize Picks, which is the best place to get real money sports action all on your phone this football season. Join over 10 million users and sign up today. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect, and it means you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Also, Prize Picks now offers Venmo for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday, where every Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. You guys can see here my Prize Picks lineup here for Thursday night football and heading into Sunday is that they got a great promotion right now on passing yards for Patrick Mahomes. It's pretty much a guaranteed win there. If you take the more on the passing yards, just 0.5 pass yards for Mahomes. Going to also take the more on receiving yards for George Kittle at 60.5, and I'll take the more on Kyren Williams rushing and receiving touchdowns. I think that he's going to get into the end zone tonight. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's $50 instantly when you use code CLNS after playing your first $5 lineup on the Prize Picks app today. Prize Picks, run your game. So another thing I think the Steelers need to do is they need to use 12 personnel more. And I think I don't want them to go crazy and go 13 personnel because I don't think Michael Pruitt or Connor Hayward really provide much value to this offense when they're on the field, if I'm being completely honest with you. But for those of you that don't know, 12 personnel means 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and then also 2 wide receivers on the field in a given formation. And I want Pat Freiermuth and I want Darnell Washington on the field. Pat Freiermuth has done a much better job as a blocker this year. He's really bought into Arthur Smith's culture in terms of the blocking. Plus, he's a really good short to intermediate route runner and a physical ball winner at the catch point. And they got Darnell Washington, who's a beast in the run game, blocking-wise, and then he can also kind of sneak out into that little flat route off a chip that he's been doing all season, and he's been really effective as that doing that as well. And plain simply, guys, they're both assets to this passing game, so you might as well use them. You might as well put them both on the field, and I would usually have Mike Williams and Calvin Austin III as your 2 receivers on the field at any given time. Then another thing the Steelers offense needs to do is they need to stay on schedule because, with George Pickens, you don't have that safety blanket. You don't have that guy you can consistently go to that's going to be open, that you can really trust at any point in the game to go and get you a big catch. So because of that, you got to try to stay away from 3rd and longs. You guys try to stay in 3rd and manageables or 3rd and shorts. And the way you do that is you avoid penalties and sacks at all costs. Get the ball out of the hands of Russell Wilson's hands. Avoid those penalties. Cough, cough, Broderick Jones, don't hold, please. Do all these things here to keep you in front of the sticks there and on schedule so that you can stay in 3rd and manageables and 3rd and shorts and maintain drives throughout football games. So before I reveal my final key to success for the Steelers offense without George Pickens, let's have a little bit of a word here to discuss you potentially clicking that subscribe button right now. We got daily Steelers videos, free and informative for you guys every single day. Breaking news coverage during the offseason whenever the Steelers make a big move. It's all 100% free, guys, so join the over 70,000 people that are already a part of the Steelers Talk family. We are currently the largest independently run Steelers news channel here on the YouTube platform. That's all because of your guys' support, so thank you guys so much for that. Make sure you click that subscribe button for more videos. The final thing that the Steelers need to do here to play without George Pickens is to not turn the ball over. And this is the thing that the Steelers have actually done very well throughout this season. Now, they're going to have to play better and more efficient in the run game. They're going to have to stay on schedule a little bit better, all these different things. But, turning the ball over has not been an issue for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they just need to keep doing what they're doing in this department. They only have 11 giveaways so far here in 2024, which ranks in the top 6 in the National Football League right now, and that is certainly sustainable here for this model. If you're turning the ball over, that puts your defense in tough spots, all these different things. It gives undue points to the opposition, and with George Pickens not on the field, the Steelers can't afford to give any easy points to their opponents, especially when it's teams of the caliber of the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs coming up here in the next 3 games. So predict it for me down there in the comments section. How many points will the Steelers score versus the Eagles this week without George Pickens? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Do they break 20 points? Can they get to 30 points? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down there in the comments section and predict how many points the Steelers score on Sunday. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really do appreciate your guys' support. Thank you for making it to the end of today's video. We got more videos coming up here before the watch party for Steelers versus Eagles starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So don't miss any of that Steelers content by clicking that subscribe button right now. Got a couple super chats rolling in here. Spencer with his second super chat, $2, says, move Jalen and using Justin, would you think work?
Justin Fields is a quarterback.
Yeah. So he's saying use Justin as a running back?
No.
Spencer, it's an interesting idea because he is dynamic, but he's a
quarterback.
And, I just don't think Justin would agree to do that.
Agreed.
I really don't. He kind of laughed off the idea of him being a special teams return man when it came up this offseason, and for good reason. It was kind of just a silly thing that people brought up. But I think that when you look at guys and you look at the running back situation for Pittsburgh, there's a lot of good running backs in the draft next year, too. So if you let Najee Harris walk, and it certainly looks like they might, you could pick up a really good rookie next year and pair him up with Jalen Warren, and it's definitely a possibility that this run game doesn't skip a beat.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, I think this run game will be good, and despite them being 29th in yards per carry this year, I still think they'll be okay. You might like what you see in the chat.
What is that? Yes. So people are asking about yes, I really do. All right. So for those of you wondering, we will be doing the 33 burpees and the boots today. All right.
We'll do it.
We didn't do it on Monday because I ended up going to the Monday Night Football game and I didn't want to feel terrible.
And on Sunday, it was almost shambles season.
And Sunday it was bad. So today we're going to do the second half of the 66, so 33 burpees, and then a boot to finish up today's show. Rayzilla, Dat PA, says, all I know is that at the end of the day, we're getting this W. Our defense will humble Saquon Barkley. I sure hope you're right, Rayzilla.
Saquon's having a hell of a season.
And, I definitely... what is the first word in the super chat?
I think he meant to say abolish?
Platinum,
I don't know.
So we just got a super chat here, so we have to spin for Rayzilla.
We're going to spin the wheel first.
We're going to spin the wheel for Rayzilla. Again, guys, $10 super chats, and we'll spin the naughty or nice wheel. If you get into the nice, you get a free raffle entry into our jersey raffle on Sunday. Oh. Come on, Rayzilla! Let's go! He's on the nice list. But you know what, Rayzilla? You were that close to being on the naughty list this year. But you know what? If you're on the nice list, you're on the nice list, Coop. So Rayzilla, you are on the nice list, which means you get a free raffle entry to get into the raffle. To win a Steelers jersey on Sunday. Platinum is here, everybody. Platinum! 666 coming in with a $50 super chat.
It's supposed to be boot time. He was trying to say boot. It's boot time.
It's boot time.
It will be boot time after the mailbag.
So Platinum,
now
we're gonna get to the mailbag and then we'll do the boot.
Well, should we do burpees and then boot, or boot then burpees?
Burpees then boot.
I agree.
Because like we said on Sunday, I don't want to throw up and then have that stink all over the studio.
As much as you guys would enjoy that.
As much as watching me puke on live camera would certainly be for Platinum.
Platinum, you can answer this question because it's for you. I Am Pooh says, how about Jack does the burpees and Coop does the boot? I'm open to that. If Platinum agrees, I'll do that. That's up to him, though.
Honestly, I want to do both.
Okay.
Because I was the one that said, I'm going to do it. You know, I want to be the one that does all of it. So I'll do the boot, but I'm going to do it after the burpees. All right, so we just got a Venmo here, so I'll send it your way here, Mr. Coop.
Sounds good.
Give some shout-outs while I'm
throwing
this in there.
Troy, Filippo, Buga, and Jesse Dominguez. By the way, we're about to do our mailbag, so please make sure you get your questions in. Use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat.
If you want to see if you're on the naughty or nice list, by the way, we have to spin for Platinum. See if he's on the naughty or nice list.
We will.
Platinum, if you're not on the nice list, man, I don't know who is. Because I think Platinum has donated at least...
This guy, Platinum 666, man?
I think Platinum has donated at least 40 Black Diamond stickers to people in this community for free this year.
All right, Platinum.
So if he's not on the nice list, I don't know who is.
I'll be honest, we're spinning until he gets on the nice list.
But let's see, is Platinum naughty or is he nice?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right in the middle. I mean, it's not even close. There's never been anyone nicer than Platinum 666. Platinum, you're making us feel nicey here on a Thursday, baby. Appreciate you, Platinum. So give him that free raffle entry.
He's got it. And then I'll get that Venmo.
And then we have one Venmo to get to as well and another wheel spin.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys want to find out if you're naughty or nice this year, you guys can find out. Send in a $10 Super Chat or Venmo.
Does he have a sticker?
Who, Platinum?
No.
Andrew? Mm-hmm. No. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Platinum is saying no. Jack does boot.
Jack does boot.
I agree, Platinum. I said I was going to do it, so I got to do it.
Absolutely.
All right, like it's only fair. But Andrew Longoria just came in with a 10. Tom.
OG.
Venmo. One of the OGs here in Steelers Nation, Andrew Longoria, sends in a 10. So let's see if Andrew is naughty or nice. Drum roll, please.
Got me feeling nicey.
Uh-oh. Is it going to get there? Woo. It's there. Ooh. Andrew Longoria, you are in the raffle this weekend, my friend. You are on the nice list. Congratulations. But I think Spencer is the only one that's been on the naughty list. Spencer, what have you been doing that's been so naughty, man?
Spencer,
come on.
What did you do? What'd you do?
Like, did you, what? On the Polar Express, what is the kid at the end that gets put on the naughty list literally last minute? I think he put gum in his sister's hair and then lied about it. Spencer, have you been putting gum in people's hair or something?
What's going on,
Why are you on the naughty list? Come on, man. So if you guys want to get a question on the show, hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to get on the show. You guys can, we're going to get into the mailbag here soon. I don't know how many questions
we're
have.
good. But you guys can keep getting your questions in.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the mailbag right now so we can get into the burpees and we can get into the boot. But before we get into the burpees and the boot, we're going to be answering your questions. If you guys want to get a question on the show while I'm still in the mailbag, you guys can still put in your questions in the comments section.
Correct.
Hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to guarantee your question on the show. So without further ado, let's get into the mailbag right now, Coop. Can't wait to see what kind of questions you guys got for me down there in the comment. Platinum says naughty list is the only list to be on. So Platinum, why are you on the nice list, man?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that, Platinum? Let's know. He says LOL. All right, guys. It's always a party when Platinum's in the chat, man. It's always a good time when Platinum's here. We're going to get into the burpees. We're going to get into the boot here to finish up today's show. But first, let's get into your questions here with the Steelers Talk mailbag coming at you right now. It's the Steelers Talk mailbag here in Week 15, getting you guys ready for this week's matchup versus the Steelers and Eagles. I'm going to be answering your questions heading into this matchup here in just a second. But first, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already to join the most interactive Steelers fan community here on YouTube. All right, we do these mailbags every single week on the live shows on Thursdays starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have the best community of Yinzers anywhere on YouTube. So if you want a place to talk ball with your fellow Yinzers just about every single day here on YouTube, this is the place for you. Make sure you click that subscribe button right now for daily Steelers content. Then we got one from Verth X here. He says, who will have a better game, Calvin Austin III or Mike Williams? against the Eagles. I think it's going to be Mike Williams. And the reason why I say that is because he's going to be the true X for the Steelers offense this week. And I hope Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson come in with a game plan this week where it's like, you know what, to get kind of this defense off our back a little bit and open up the run game, open up the short passing game, we're going to have to throw the ball deep early and often, most likely to Mike Williams here, to make the defense respect the deep ball. And I think Mike is going to get about 6 or 7 opportunities on deep balls down the field. And if last week was any indication, he was being extremely physical at the catch point. He was making tough catches. He was doing the things that the Steelers brought him in to do, and they spent the 5th-round draft pick at the trade deadline for his services. So I think it's going to be Mike Williams. I still think Calvin's going to have a good week this week, though, so keep your eye on both of them. But I think Mike Williams is really going to solidify himself in the offense this week. Then we got on from Brian03, $2 super chat, says top free agent the Steelers should target this offseason. So if you're talking about just free agents in general, it should be Russell Wilson, the quarterback. All right, right now he's playing some really good ball. He's doing it despite not the best pass protection. He's doing it with the 29th most efficient run game in the league. I think they're 29th in yards per carry right now with just 3.9, which is not what you think it is with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. And then he had a pretty decent second half last week, even without George Pickens, all right? So he's making do with maybe not the best circumstances. So I think Russ is having a really good season. I think you got to pay him. In terms of somebody outside the organization, I think T. Higgins would be an awesome get. Now, how will George Pickens react to another receiver getting maybe what he feels is quote-unquote his money? I don't know. That could start a fire that the Steelers can't put out in terms of GP. But T. Higgins is a goon, as Mike Tomlin likes to say, and he'd be a fantastic fit in this offense. So shout out your guy down there in the comments section. Name someone the Steelers should sign this offseason for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by naming someone the Steelers should sign in free agency this year. Got one from Spencer here. Says, move Jaylen Warren and use Justin Fields. Would you think work? So I think he's saying like trade or let go of Jaylen Warren and then use Justin Fields as a running back next year. I think that's what Spencer is suggesting there. I don't think that works, man. Justin Fields, he's dynamic with the ball in his hands, but he's a quarterback, and I don't think he has any interest in moving to running back. So don't think that's going to happen, Spence. It's an interesting idea, but I think Justin wants to remain a quarterback, and honestly, I think the Steelers view him as a good backup quarterback at this point. Then we on from Ray Zilla. Says, all I know is that at the end of the day, we're getting this W over the Eagles. Our defense will humble Saquon Barkley. So the Steelers defense is 6th right now in yards per carry allowed. They've done a pretty good job against the run. But I think the big key is actually going to be on offense, because I think if you can control the clock, you can shorten the game, and you can keep the defense fresh, then Saquon Barkley isn't going to have as big of an impact in the fourth quarter as he has in some of these football games. He's the best fourth quarter running back in the game today, and the Steelers need to do whatever they can to stay fresh by that fourth quarter period. Then we on from Rodney Green here. What's up, Rodney? Says, as you think our guy Deshaun Elliott, you think our guy Deshaun Elliott definitely playing like bro, Troy Polamalu though. Is it just me or nah? Hope he's playing like TP. So Deshaun Elliott, he's had an awesome season, man. He's flying all over the place. He's making plays. He's been a very solid tackler in open space, which has been a huge value to the Steelers defense this year. And you can make an argument he's made a bigger impact than Minkah Fitzpatrick in terms of the pure stats. Now, I think that offenses are just straight up avoiding Minkah Fitzpatrick in the middle of the field, which is a huge benefit in its own right to the Steelers defense. But right now, Deshaun Elliott is somebody you guys need to be keeping your eye on because he's not practicing in the early part of the week here, and he's dealing with a hamstring injury. And if he's not on the field on Sunday against the Eagles, he's a very important piece to this defense that would be missing. So keep your eye on Deshaun Elliott. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but if he doesn't play, that's going to be a major piece missing to this Steelers defensive attack. Okay, before we get into the rest of the questions this week, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And folks, we all know that experiencing a sporting event, especially a football game live, is unlike anything you can get from watching the game on your couch, especially if it's a Steelers game. And Game Time Picks is a brand new feature from our friends at Game Time, which filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Just takes one click of the button to work. All you do is you go into the Game Time app, you find an event you want to go see, select the Game Time Picks button at the top of the screen, and it automatically filters through their entire database of tickets to find you the best seats with the best prices for you and your family to the event you want to go see. So what I love about the Game Time app is you get the lowest price guarantee on any ticket to any event. All-in pricing, transparent, right up front so you don't get slapped with a crazy fee at checkout, and flash deals. So if you're like me and you like to procrastinate before you get your tickets, you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets to Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. That's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS, down there in the bottom right of your screen for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Got one from Christian Andujar here with the classic Kermit the Frog Mahomes profile picture there. It says, if Najee gets traded, trade him to the Cowboys. What would Najee's trade value be? Also, we should draft Ashton Gianti if he drops to us, or draft both of those running backs you mentioned. So the thing about Najee is he's an unrestricted free agent next year. So you could tag him and trade him. That's a possibility. But would the Dallas Cowboys really want to trade for Najee after he's tagged? Probably not with the running back franchise tag, to be honest with you, Christian. So I don't think trading Najee is really a possibility, because the Steelers don't own him next year unless they franchise tag him. So I'm not sure how possible that is, but it's certainly possible they replace Najee Harris. Like, if they don't want to give a big contract to a running back like him, it's certainly possible they could look towards the draft, where there's a lot of really good running backs next year's draft class. They could maybe take Ashton Gianti if he falls to them far enough in the first round. Guys like Omarion Hampton out of UNC could be there at the end of the first as well. Cam Scadaboo is a guy that we've talked about on the channel this week. And Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame, if he comes out, would certainly be a track star as well. So there's lots of good running backs. Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee as well. There's a lot of good players. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. I can talk about these guys for days, right? There's so many running backs in this class. So I do think that the chances that the Steelers end up letting Najee go and drafting a running back, it's definitely not zero. Then we got one from Brian03 here. Says, Steelers talk. Is Drew Allar the next Big Ben? It's definitely too early to say that. But, I do think it's interesting to say if Drew Allar would make it to the Steelers in the end of the first round, because that's where the Steelers are likely going to be picking, is probably in the final 5 to 10 picks of the first round. Does he make it that far? And then if he does make it that far, is it worth it to draft him with your number 1 draft pick next year to sit him behind Russell Wilson for a couple of years? I actually don't hate the idea. We've seen guys like Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love, these guys, that sit a little bit and then they get their opportunity. Atlanta's currently doing this with Michael Penix Jr. If you give a guy a little bit of time to learn the NFL game and not have to just be thrusted out there, it can help their development. A guy like Drew Allar, who's still only 20, he's got an incredible skill set, especially with his arm talent. He could certainly play for Pittsburgh in the AFC North if they ended up drafting him. But he's definitely got a ways to go as a prospect, so I can certainly understand why somebody wouldn't want to take him in round 1. But let me know what you guys want down there in the comments section. Would you draft Drew Allar in round 1 to back up Russell Wilson for a couple of years before he takes over as this team's new franchise quarterback? Type D if you would draft him, or type P if you would pass on him in the first round. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments. Then we got one from Walks, who says, do you think the Steelers are going to give up on Roman Wilson and draft a new wide receiver in round 1? Or do they draft a wide receiver? Do they wait until round 2 or 3 due to the depth of this wide receiver class? So, I would say the depth this year isn't as good as it has been in previous seasons at wide receiver. But there's still a lot of really good players, right? It seems like every year, there's 20 guys that could play year 1 at wide receiver, right? So there's always going to be options in that position group. And with a guy like George Pickens, as volatile as he is, you never know when he's going to kind of go off and, demand a trade out of Pittsburgh, for example. It's going to be interesting to see how the team feels about Roman Wilson, because I know that they like Calvin Austin III. I know that they believe in Roman Wilson, and I know that they like George Pickens. So do they just go forward with those 3 receivers? Honestly, I kind of doubt that. I think they will bring in somebody new next year, whether it be a free agent like T. Higgins or somebody else, or potentially somebody in the draft. It's going to be interesting to see how this entire position kind of plays out. But this is what I'll say here, Walks. If I'm the Steelers, I'm having somebody that's capable of being a number 1 receiver in this building at all times while George Pickens is here. Because if he ever walks away from the team, or if he pulls an AB or something crazy like that, I want to have somebody that can still be a number 1 receiver if he ends up going crazy like that. Okay, Troy Philip Abuga coming in here with a question. Says, are we going to see a lot of upset Eagles fans this Sunday? Hoo-yah! I will say this, Troy. It's going to be tough for the Steelers to go into Philly and win, especially without George Pickens. They're going to have to play a really clean, very solid game of football on both sides of the football. And, Philly's very talented. They got an excellent offensive line, a great running back in Saquon Barkley, a defense that's arguably the best in football, maybe other than just the Steelers. And then Jalen Hurts is, I think, kind of an average starting quarterback, but he's certainly somebody that can get the job done for him. And A.J. Brown is a top 3 receiver in football. So they got a lot of talent, and the Steelers don't have their number 1 receiving weapon. So and they might not have Deshaun Elliott either. So I do think that, the Steelers are kind of up against it heading into the week. But with that said, Mike Tomlin is awesome in these kinds of situations, right? When his teams are counted out, this is when Mike Tomlin teams tend to play their best. So, I think that the Eagles, if I have to predict it right now, I think the Eagles are the favorites heading into the game, but I'm not counting out our Steelers for 1 second heading into Sunday afternoon. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do these mailbags every single week. We provide you guys free and informative content every single day on the channel. And then tomorrow on Sunday, we're going to be going live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time for our coverage of Steelers versus Eagles, an hour-long pregame show followed by instant reaction and live play-by-play, and then also extensive post-game coverage after the game is over. So make sure you click that subscribe button and join the over 100,000 people that are going to be tuning in tomorrow for the Steelers Talk Watch Party, on this largest Steelers Talk or Steelers Watch Parties on Steelers YouTube today. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Coop, are you willing to do it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Coop. All right, we're going to show this here in just a second. I got the burpees.
Troy said I forgot to make him a sticker. Troy, not me.
Me.
Sperry, not me.
F. Sperry. I'm the one that makes the stickers, and I have been slacking on the stickers, man.
We've got a lot of stuff going on.
We do have a lot of stuff going on, but this weekend I got a little bit of time. I'm going to carve out 2 or 3 hours just to knock out a lot of stickers.
I love it.
So Cassie.
Maybe watching the Army-Navy game and do that?
Yeah, maybe. Cassie, keep me honest on that. I need to get to some Black Diamond stickers this weekend. Platinum 666 with a $50 super chat says Coop does a boot with Jack. So,
all right, I'll go get the boots.
By the way, that's 100 on the day, so let's get those towels out. This one's rolling in road. Platinum 666 bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. By the way, just got a Venmo here that I'll send your way.
Okay.
All right. 20. So Platinum. I will be doing the 33 burpees, and then Coop and I will finish up the show with our boots.
What a wild time.
All right, so that's what we're going to be doing here. Before we do that, though, we got one more Venmo to get to, and then we'll get into the burpees.
That is right.
And this one is coming in from another Black Diamond joining us on a Thursday. And it's Fernando Martin. And he says, wave that towel. Coop does a boot of Patron.
I'm not doing that.
Not Patron, but he is going to do a boot.
I don't want to black out.
But you know what we can do for you, Fernando? We can wave that towel for you. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go.
We're spinning the wheel. Fernando.
Oh no, Fernando, you're on the naughty list. But you know what? Because he put in the 20, let's
spin it again.
Let's spin it again for my man Fernando. Maybe it was just a glitch. Oh no.
Nope.
Oh no, Fernando, what have you been doing?
What did you do, Fernando?
What did you do,
What did you
Fernando?
do?
A double naughty list?
Well, he did try to make me take a boot of Patron.
Yeah, maybe that was it, Fernando. Maybe maybe the Buddha Patron is what got you on the naughty list, man. Sorry about that, Fernando.
We don't make the rules.
Have fun with your coal in your stocking on Christmas Day, my friend. Jesus, come on now. You got some work to do before the 25th now to get into the green. All right, so maybe come back next week, Fernando, and see if you get on the nice list instead. Okay. So
Platt says boots of Patron. Platinum, I love you. That ain't happening.
Platinum says, "Wow, Fernando, I'll do a boot of Patron with you."
Look, I can't tell you what to do because you're a grown adult. I'm going to advise against that.
That would be a bad idea.
All right, I'll be right back.
Coop's going to be back. You're going to get the boots. All right, so Coop's going to get the boots. I am Pooh98 says, I just want to shout out Platinum. He gets a game ball. 100%. Platinum always gets the game ball, man. He's always getting the game ball. Appreciate you, Platinum. Appreciate you, Fernando. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And, I do see some people getting a little upset in the chat. I want to make abundantly clear, I love George Pickens, man. I love the talent that he brings to the table. I want him in a Steeler uniform for his entire career. All right, but what I also want from him is I want him to come to meetings on time. I want him to be at practice on time. I want him to show up to the games on time, which is something that reportedly he's had some issues doing. All right, and then I want him to give full effort when he blocks. I want him to give full effort when he runs his routes. At times he can be a little, maybe he's tired, but, I don't know. Sometimes he looks a little bit lazy out there in terms of the way he blocks. But he is an all-world caliber talent, man. There's no doubting that. And without him on the field, the Steelers' offense is in a lot of trouble, man. He's a perfect fit with Russell Wilson. And honestly, I think Russell Wilson is the perfect quarterback for him. If there's anybody that's going to keep him on the straight and narrow path, I think it's Russell Wilson, who's constantly in his corner. Mike Tomlin, somebody that's superb at keeping kind of, maybe people that have these kind of volatile personalities in check as much as possible. He did it with AB for a long time. And, I'm not saying George Pickens is a bad person. I'm saying that he's got some volatile tendencies where we've seen guys like Brandon Ayuk. We've seen a lot of guys just straight up demand trades out of places, and they've never had kind of the behavior type issues that George Pickens has had. And, I don't want him to do it, but if you're telling me that there's 0% chance that George Pickens would demand a trade out of Pittsburgh if they don't give him an extension next offseason, I just think that that's a possibility. And, I'm just not sure if the Steelers want to give that extension to him next offseason, if I'm being completely honest with you. Really? No. Are they moving multiple desks? Did they move our desk yet? I'm guessing not. All right, so we did get another super chat here. So we'll put that up on. All right, we just got another Venmo here as well, Coop. So I'll put that up on screen. I'll give you my phone, so that if any Venmos come in while I'm doing my burpees, you can put them up on screen.
What is Platinum first for?
I don't know. Platinum, you put in first. What do you mean Platinum?
What are you first for? Yes, you're first, but what for?
Let us know what this means, Platinum, in the chat.
Sucks.
All right.
And then there's Venmo, you said?
Yeah, there's a Venmo. So we'll get to that. And then I'll get into the burpees. And then we get into the boots. Now Pittsburgh fan 412 comes in with a 5 and says that he's second.
Oh my.
So I guess Platinum first.
Who's third?
Who's going to be third to put in the $5 super chat? Fernando comes in with another 20.
All right.
And he says, let's go. Boot, boot, boot. Fernando, the boot is coming,
Fernando,
I promise you.
Let's see if you get redeemed here.
All right. Fernando just bought himself a couple more spins. Let's see if he can get a free raffle entry. Let's see if he finally got on the nice list. Oh, it's looking like he is.
Let's go.
Fernando finally in the green. And he gets his free raffle entry.
And
for
trees.
Sunday's watch party.
And trees.
And trees, because it's a Venmo. That is correct. Platinum says, I said, let's go get $25 super chats. Okay, so Platinum says he wants 20 people to put in $5 super chats.
Let's do it.
All right, if that happens, what should I do? If that happens, I'm already doing 33
I was going
burpees.
to say, you tell me.
I tell you what, if we can get 20 different people to put in a $5 super chat by the end of the show, I will do a boot to start the stream on Sunday.
Oh, good Lord.
All right? But it has to be 20 different people to send in a $5 super chat.
Fair enough.
All right? And right now we're at 2 with Pittsburgh fan 412. And now we got third with Andrew Longoria with a $5 Venmo.
Shout out to Andrew.
So Andrew, so now we have 3 people. If we can get to 20 of $5 super chats, 20 different people, I will do a boot to start the show for the watch party on Sunday afternoon.
Platinum says if that happens, he'll put in 666.
All right, if that happens, if we get to...
That means a black diamond.
That means a black diamond.
Yep.
That we'll get to today.
Yep.
All right, so if you guys want a black diamond to be given away today, send in that $5 super chat. And if we can get 20 different people to send in that 5,
All right.
Platinum's going to be dropping a 666.
Are you ready for this, for the punishment?
Yes, I am.
All right. One moment. Let me, we'll do this. We'll do this. Jack's getting ready. 33 of them.
All right.
33 of them. If you guys want to get in the chat right now, let me know what position you think the Steelers will take in the draft. Now, hang on.
What?
Hang on. We're not ready yet.
I just did one.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You can't prove that.
I just did one.
Can't prove it.
I'm not doing 34.
All right. There's Titus Kitchen. We'll get to your raffle entry here in a moment.
Taking the watch off. Taking the watch. All right, here we go.
So we'll count that.
I have one.
We'll count it.
I did one before
We'll count
the
it.
camera was on me.
32.
Here we go. 2.
3.
3.
4. 5. 6. 7. SSG says, I think the NFL draft will have 2 options for QB. Sit behind Russ, Carson Beck, and Drew Allar. You do not want Carson Beck as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Drew Allar, I'd be cool with. I think we're at 8.
No, that was 9.
Are you sure?
100%.
Positive?
9 along with the 1.
You're sure?
I was counting.
So it's 10?
I'm at 10.
You're at 10? Chat, do you think he's at 10? Or is he at 0?
I'm at 10. That's 0. Get out of here with 0. Right now we're just at 3 people with $5 super chats.
Platinum says if we can keep Jack doing burpees, maybe he'll gain some muscle.
All right, here we go. I'm at 10.
Here we go. 11. He's careful, Sasha. Don't worry. Don't worry. 12. 13.
Starting to feel it.
14. Oh, yeah. You can, I'll give you permission to do baby push-ups. 15. 16. You're halfway there. Halfway there. I believe that's 18. What up, Logie?
That was 19.
Shout out Logie. That's our 5th. We're at 19. He's got 14 more.
How many people put in 5s earlier in the show?
I'll go look in a minute.
Okay.
We're at minimum 5.
I'm at 19.
Platinum says salad fingers. Look it up. I don't know if I want to do that.
Not looking up.
I don't know if I want to go Urban Dictionary with Platinum.
Just got a 5 from Fernando Martin.
All right, so that's 6.
All right.
We need 20?
We're at 20.
We need 20 super chats. Is that what it was?
Yeah, 20.
We need $25 super chats. We are already at 6. All right, we're at 20. We're at 19 burpees.
19.
This is 20.
This is 20.
SSG says, "Why no Carson Beck?" I just don't think Carson Beck's going to be a great NFL QB. Don't love the arm strength. Don't think he's elevated Georgia to where they should be. I think if Georgia had a better quarterback, they'd clearly be the best team in college football. Look, if you're drafting him in the 3rd or 4th round, I'd consider it, but I'm not a huge fan personally. We're at 22?
24.
24?
Yeah.
Chad, is he lying?
No.
Chad, let me know if he's lying or not.
You lost
So
count
that's
when you were talking.
That's 25?
This is 25. I swear on my life.
He swears.
26.
Dude, I heard your back crack. 27. SSG, I'm trying. Yeah, I know he's at. I might have to reset him.
Oh my god.
28.
At 28.
Can you get 5 more?
Yeah, I can get 5 more. Honestly, this food's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah. Chug some agua.
Oh, yeah.
Do it for the Inzers. Do it for the Inzers.
Platinum says heart attack. Not even close.
No heart attack.
Not even close. Platinum.
Have you seen his rising slider, dude? That gives people heart attacks.
29.
This is 28. That's 28.
Fine.
29.
I'll do an extra one.
No.
I'll do an extra one for the ends.
29. 30. 31. 2 more. You got it. 32. 1 more. 33. Let's go. Grade Jack's burpees 1 through 10 down in the comments. Grade his burpees. I'll give him like a solid 6. I'm not saying I could have done better.
We got through them a lot faster than on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Sunday we did them after 4 hours of standing. All right.
I'm gonna plug back in here.
Jack's going to plug back in. We
each owe a boot.
owe a boot. Titus Kitchen sent in a 20. So we'll go ahead and spin the raffle, or spin the wheel for Titus.
Count him as well for a 5.
I will. I'm counting them.
So that's like what, 7?
I'm counting them. And then we also got another 20 from a Black Diamond member, Mr. Mo Love.
Oh, Mo Love with a $20 super chat. Says always grateful for this channel. Thanks for all the Steelers news, Platinum 666, my man. Hey man, Platinum starting something here. Logie $5 says Logie in the house.
Logie
says, Jack, do 10 more. You need to get muscle. Tell you what, man.
I think Jack's cooked.
If we get to 20 people to put in 5 today.
You'll do 10 more?
And Platinum puts in his 666. I'll do 10 more to finish the show.
All right, let me count how many $5 we're at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus Venmo, we're at 10, 11. Oh no. Oh no.
By the way, Venmo does count, guys. Venmo does count. $5 Venmos do count. So where are we at right now?
With this one coming in, we're at 12.
Well, Platinum's already put in his, so he doesn't count.
Because it's different people.
It has to be different people. So we're at 12 right now. We need 8 more
we're at
people.
11.
We're at 11.
Yeah.
All right, so we need 9 more people to put in a $5 or more super chat for me to do, or for Platinum to put in another 666, me to do 33 more, not 33 more, 10 more burpees. Coop and I are about to do a boot here.
Ready?
No. My hamstrings are about to cramp.
You have until we finish these boots.
8 more people, guys. 8 more people to put in a $5 donation or more. And I'll do 10 more burpees. Platinum's going to give away a black diamond. All right. Let's see what we can do here, guys. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Money.
Oh, I'm almost done. This boot tastes disgusting. Somebody didn't wash this boot. The last person that used this boot definitely likes Fireball. Oh no! I spilled.
Spillage!
I've got spillage. Oh my gosh. Alright, finish.
You got it.
Finish.
Well done.
I am poo. Comes in with a $5 super chat. That makes 12 or 13.
That makes 12.
All right, we need 8 more people. Oh, I am poo. Oh. We'll put you up on screen here soon. All right. Says YouTube won't let
this
me do
counts.
5. This counts. $4.99 counts. Why is Pittsburgh Steelers fan saying it's 13?
Because we counted the second platinum twice, so it's 12.
Did we put Platinum's latest Venmo in there?
We did.
Platinum came in with a 33. He says more burpees. I'm like, if we get more people, should we do a shot
Do a little
clock?
shot clock.
What? 5 minutes? Is that too much?
5's cool.
All right. We're gonna go 5 minutes to get. Good man. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. 5 minutes to get 8 more people to put in a $5 super chat or more. If we get to 20 different people, Cassie says, will it count if I send in a 5? Cassie, no. That would not count, unfortunately. Okay, so there's the shot clock. We got 5 minutes. Get 8 more people. If we get there, I will do 10 more burpees after drinking that boot, which I think is a bad idea.
As soon as we do those, the show is over.
Ugh. How many different people have super chatted at least $5 today?
12.
That's it?
That's what we're at.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it's been more than that?
Do you not trust me?
Not really.
You can do the math yourself.
All right. Let's just count how many people I've gotten on Venmo. Make sure you get those in if you want me to do extra burpees. Or I'll tell you what. Platinum just puts in a 666. I'll do the extra 10. All right.
Fair enough.
If Platinum just puts the...
We'll end it.
If Platinum puts in a 666...
We'll end it all.
We'll end it, and I'll do 10 more burpees, and we'll finish the show. Oh, shit. Whew.
I thought that was it.
All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 on Venmo. So only 8 people have super chatted today?
Different.
8, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at 12 people. We've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to get 8 more people to put in just $5. Or Platinum can put in a 666. We'll give away a black diamond. And I'll do 10 more burpees to finish the show. He says, LOL 666 for 10. I mean, I think I only got Platinum. I'd be willing to do 15.
I don't know if he physically can do more.
I don't know if I can physically do more than 15 more Platinum. So that's my offer. You don't have to send it in. You can wait for the watch party if you want. Where we'll have a different deal for Sunday. But if you send in a 666, I'll do 15 more. By the way, these are 15 after a boot. So they're harder. A lot harder. 15 after a boot. Plus we'll give away a black diamond to somebody who deserves it.
Cassie's trying to out you right now. Cassie, what the hell?
Cassie says, oh yeah, Cassie's reminding me here, we got to do the Gatorade dump too. So we'll probably end up doing that next week. We'll probably do the Gatorade dump next week, and we'll probably put it on next week's live show.
I'll tell you this. On Monday, it's supposed to be 70 degrees. On Monday, it's 70 degrees, so we should do it then.
All right, here we go. Do you want to grab a certain something?
Tell Alper! Can you go get the gong? Where is it? Right by Sperry's desk. Thank you. With the mallet.
All right. All right. So I just got a Venmo.
I think you guys already know, considering I said we had to go get the gong.
Logie puts in a $2 super chat. Platinum 666 says Helper. Who's
Alper.
That? His name's Alper. One of our new interns here at Chat Sports. His name is Brett Alper. So we just told him to go get the gong. I Am Pooh says make sure you wear a white shirt too.
That's crazy.
All right.
Shot clock's off.
Shot clock is off. So things are about to get a bit weird here late on a Thursday here on Steelers Talk.
I can't believe this.
So Sunday's going to be a fun show, man. If Platinum shows up, we'll have more super chat promotions. We're going to be giving away at least one Steelers jersey.
That's right.
It's going to be a fun game, man. It's going to be Steelers versus Eagles. Steelers trying to win in Philly for the first time since we landed on the moon.
Did we land on the moon?
We did land on the moon.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. All right, here we go. Everybody give it up for Brett Alper.
Intern Alper.
Intern Alper. Everybody give it up for... Get on here, Brett. Get on here,
Hey,
Brett.
what is that BS sweatshirt he's got on?
Boo! Boo!
Thank you
Boo!
for whoever closed the door. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Foot. Appreciate you, Brett. Thanks for grabbing the grabbing the hardware.
We're gonna let Alper leave, and he's gonna close the door first. We don't want to disrupt.
Do not draft Drew Allar.
Do not draft
Alper. Get out of here.
All right, here we go, guys.
I'll tell you when.
Are we good?
Okay.
Coop says it's okay.
We're good.
This one's rolling in from Platinum 666. Oh my gosh! The mallet broke. The mallet broke.
No way.
Bang! Bang! Bang!
He broke the mallet.
The mallet is broken. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
We'll figure out the mallet situation.
Oh my! We're gonna have to get a new mallet. Is the thing over there?
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I can fix it.
Brother, it is cooked.
Look at this. Toss it over. I want to show it to him. Look at this. It's all broken. We got the floof over here and everything. Look what you did, Platinum. Look what you did. You broke our mallet, man. We've been banging that dang gong so much, we broke the mallet. All right. Burpees time. So I said 15. Platinum said in the message 60 for the beginning of next watch party.
So 15 plus 45 on the watchy.
So here's what I'm going to do, Platinum. I'm going to do 15 to 20 more right now, and then 40 or 45 are going to transfer to the watch party. All right, Platinum?
After this, we are ending the show so Sperry can go throw up in the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll probably have to throw up after this. Yeah. Okay. 10 to 15 more. Let's get it done.
Are you ready? Can you mentally handle this?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty full after that boot.
Sperry's cooked.
I am, like...
Scale of 1 to 10. Can you do it or not?
I can do it, but, like... Get that trash can over here, just in case.
The can's right here.
All right. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go, guys. 10 to 15 more for Platinum.
Alper's leaving already. It's not even 6 p.m. That's kind of crazy.
Drew Allar wouldn't leave at 6 p.m. Alper.
Yeah, Drew Allar also has arm strength, Alper. You got here at 9?
1.
So did I, Alper. That's crazy, man. That's 2.
What does he have to do?
3.
The water's...
10 to 15.
The water is sloshing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh.
That's 4. 5.
Dude, my big toe hurts so bad right now.
Don't push. 6. If that's it, that's fine.
Nope. In through the nose, out
7.
through the mouth. Oh. What am I at, 7?
7. Platinum, this guy's wearing a Patriots sweatshirt in our studio. It's a joke.
Everybody type boo!
You're at 7?
7.
8. 9. 10. Is that it?
Nope, I got 5 more.
He's got 5 more. 11.
Oh. You got this.
12. 13. 14. 15. Atta kid. Atta kid. Atta kid. We're getting some F the interns in the chat. I agree. I think that's going to be it for today's Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. We'll see you guys here on Sunday. I'm going to end the show here.
We'll see on screen. I want to say goodbye.
Come over here then. Or you can go over there. Or you can say goodbye over there.
I'm just going to wait.
Yeah, Sperry's going to wave.
I'm not plugged in.
That is it for today's show. We will see you guys 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Steelers, Eagles, PA rivalry. That's going to be it for today's show. Sperry needs to go throw up, so we're going to get on out of here.
We have to give away a black diamond.
We can do that Sunday if you want.
All right. We'll give away the black
We're going to give away a black diamond Sunday. Sperry's talking. You can't hear him. So we're going to give away a black diamond on Sunday. So stay tuned to the beginning of our watch party, Steelers Eagles, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the channel. It's youtube.com/SteelersTV. We'll see you Sunday, and here we go. Steelers!